A woman just demanded I convert her flight time back to real hours, because she doesn't do military time. I'm a gate agent at Heathrow. Her boarding pass says 14:30. She's holding it upside down and insisting we printed it wrong. Ma'am, 14:30 is 2:30 p.m. I know what time it is. I'm asking what time my flight actually leaves. I point to the departure board. Every single flight. 24-hour format. She looks at it like I've just shown her ancient hieroglyphics, then back at her phone, which definitely has the time displayed as 2:43 p.m., and says, "Why is everyone here using the wrong time system? I'm calculating if my salary is worth this conversation." Her husband leans over. "Honey, I think they do it different here." "Well, they need to fix it before Americans get confused." "Sir, ma'am, you are literally the only confused people in this terminal. There are 47 other nationalities here right now, and somehow everyone else figured out that 1945 means 7:45 p.m. But sure, let's redesign the entire European aviation system because you refuse to subtract 12. She missed her flight. Not because of the time format. Because she spent 20 minutes at the wrong gate arguing that C comes before B in America, so why would gate C28 be in a different terminal than B16? I watched her walk away, still muttering about European logic. That same day, a guy tried to board with a 32-ounce big gulp. Not even the cup. He'd transferred it to a hydro flask. Told security it was technically a water bottle, and therefore exempt from liquid restrictions. Security agent, bless his soul, explained that the rules are about the volume of liquid, not the container classification. But TSA pre-check lets me keep my shoes on. Sir, this is London. I have global entry. We're all learning that American airport credentials work exactly like monopoly money in other countries, which is to say, not at all. And that was just Tuesday. I'm working the check-in desk at Amsterdam Schiphol when a couple approaches with 8 bags. The weight limit is clearly posted, 23 kilograms. Their largest bag weighs 34 kilos. I inform them there's an overweight fee. How much is that in pounds? About 75 pounds, sir. No, how much does it cost in pounds? Different pounds. This conversation is already going somewhere. The fee is 70 euros. The wife cuts in, "We're not paying in euros. We're American." I pause. "Ma'am, this is the Netherlands. We use euros." "Right, but we paid for our tickets in dollars, so." I'm trying to find the logical connection here. She paid for her tickets in dollars. Therefore the Amsterdam airport should charge in dollars? By this reasoning, if I eat at a restaurant in Texas, should I be able to pay in euros because I'm European? She's nodding like this makes perfect sense. Her husband is already pulling out his credit card, which, plot twist, will automatically convert to euros anyway. The card will charge you in dollars based on the exchange rate, I explain. So why can't you just tell me the price in dollars? Because I don't work for MasterCard, and also the exchange rate changes every microsecond, and also this is Europe, and also I have 47 people behind you in line. They paid. Then asked if they could get a receipt in dollars for taxes. I printed the euro receipt. She looked disappointed, as if I'd personally failed her by not making the entire European financial system bend to her accounting preferences. But here's where it gets interesting. At Munich airport, I watched a man argue with a coffee shop about the price of a latte. It was 4.50 euros. He insisted it should be cheaper because the dollar is stronger than the euro right now. The barista, patience of a saint, explained, "Sir, we don't price based on exchange rate fluctuations. But if I'm paying in dollars, you're paying in euros, sir. This is Germany. My credit card pays in dollars." Yes, and your credit card will do the conversion, which is literally how international banking works, but go off. He pulled out his phone, showed her the exchange rate, explained that technically, he was being overcharged. The barista looked at him with the exhausted expression of someone who's had this conversation 9 times before lunch. He paid 4.50 euros, then asked for a refund when he tasted it because it's not even that good. Sir, you just spent 15 minutes arguing about 50 cents based on macroeconomic policy. The latte's quality was never your primary concern here. The real kicker? 2 minutes later, same coffee shop, different American. She orders a cappuccino, pays with no complaint, then asks, "Do you guys accept tips?" Barista says no, tips aren't expected in Germany. She leaves a €5 note anyway. Well, you were so nice explaining that other guy was crazy. The duality of American airport behavior. Argue about 50 cents, then immediately overtip out of social obligation. Later that week, I'm at Paris Charles de Gaulle. A family discovers their outlet adapters don't have the right prongs for French outlet. They're arguing with an airport maintenance worker about it. Why don't you use normal outlets? The maintenance guy, in broken English, this is normal for France. But America uses the regular kind. Sir, America represents 4% of the global population. The other 96% aren't using irregular outlet. You're not the default setting for planet Earth. The dad's now explaining that it doesn't make sense for every country to have different outlets because electricity is electricity. The maintenance worker just shrugs and walks away. What's he supposed to do? Rewire the entire airport? They ended up buying adapters at the duty-free shop for €15. Could have gotten them on Amazon before leaving for $8. But planning ahead would require acknowledging that other countries do things differently. And just when I thought I'd seen it all. Tokyo Narita Airport. Security line. It's organized, efficient, everyone's following the system. Then there's one person, I'll give you one guess where they're from, standing in the middle of the lane, blocking traffic, because they're trying to reorganize their carry-on. A Japanese security officer politely asks them to step aside. I'm almost done. There are 30 people behind you. Sir, please move to the side. I just need one more second. One more second turns into 2 minutes. He's taking his laptop out, then putting it back in, then taking his shoes off, not required in Japan, then deciding actually he needs something from his checked bag that's already been checked. Can I go back through to get it? No, sir, once you pass this point. But I forgot my medication. Interesting how the medication suddenly became critical only after you were told you can't go back. The officer explains that he'll need to exit security completely, retrieve his bag from the airline, get his medication, recheck the bag, and go through security again. The man looks at him like he's just suggested climbing Mount Fuji. That's going to take forever. Yes, sir. Isn't there a faster way? Sure, let me just quantum tunnel through airport protocols because you forgot something. He didn't get his medication. Turned out it was melatonin. His wife had extras in her purse. He'd created a 15-minute international incident over sleep supplements that he already had access to. At Singapore Changi, I'm watching something unfold that I still can't quite believe. There's a woman at the gate shouting at the boarding agent. Her zone hasn't been called yet, but she wants to board because she paid for a ticket. The agent politely explains that boarding is done in zones to maintain order. I don't care about zones. I paid for this seat. Ma'am, everyone paid for their seat. Right, but I paid for first class. Plot twist. She's holding an economy ticket. Zone 4. I can see it from here. The agent checks her boarding pass. Ma'am, you're in economy. I upgraded. Where did you upgrade? On the app. The agent pulls up her reservation. No upgrade. The woman pulls out her phone, shows a screenshot. It's from a different flight. A flight she took 3 months ago. She's trying to board this economy flight with proof of a previous first-class purchase, like it's a Costco membership that carries over. Ma'am, that's a different reservation. But I've flown first class before. And I've eaten at nice restaurants before, but I can't walk into McDonald's demanding filet mignon based on my historical dining experiences. Security gets involved. Not because she's dangerous, but because she's refusing to move and Zone 1 is trying to board. She's blocking the entire gate, explaining her SkyMiles history, her status with the airline, the fact that she flies all the time. Finally, a supervisor arrives. Looks at the boarding pass. Looks at the woman. Says, Ma'am, you're zone 4. You can board in approximately 15 minutes. This is discrimination. This is boarding protocol, ma'am. She sat down, muttered to her husband about third world airports, while sitting in one of the most advanced airports in the world, in a city-state with better infrastructure than most American cities. When Zone 4 was finally called, she was first in line, speed-walking down the jetway like she'd just won something. But nothing, and I mean nothing, prepared me for what happened next. Dubai International Airport. 2 Uhr nachts. I'm working the transfer desk when a man approaches, furious, holding his boarding pass. I've been walking for 45 minutes, and I still can't find my gate. I look at his pass. Gate au. We're in Concourse C. Sir, you're in the wrong terminal. No, I followed the signs. Which signs? The ones that said gates. There are signs for gates in every concourse. Because every concourse has gates. You're supposed to follow the signs that say your specific gate letter. I pull up the airport map on my screen, show him exactly where he needs to go. There's a train. Takes 4 minutes. He looks at the map like I've just revealed a conspiracy. Why would they put gates in different buildings? It's a large airport, sir, one of the busiest in the world. Well, in America, all the gates are together. Allow me to introduce you to Atlanta Hartsfield-Jackson, Chicago O'Hare, or literally any major American hub where you absolutely take trains between terminals. Sir, the train is right there. Follow the signs, you'll make your flight. He doesn't move. I shouldn't have to take a train inside an airport. I'm trying to decide if he thinks he's making a philosophical point or if he genuinely believes that international aviation infrastructure should conform to his personal preferences about walking distance. Either way, his flight leaves in 40 minutes. The train runs every 3 minutes, I say. You have plenty of time. What if I miss it? There's another one in 3 minutes, sir. We've now spent more time discussing the train than it would take to ride the train. He finally leaves. I watch him walk toward the train, still shaking his head like he's just been gravely inconvenienced by the existence of modern public transit. Here's what I've learned working airports across 4 continents. The cultural confusion isn't about malice or stupidity. It's about a fundamental assumption that how things work in America is how things work everywhere, and any deviation from that is either wrong or deliberately designed to confuse Americans specifically. Military time isn't confusing. You just subtract 12. The metric system isn't a conspiracy. You just use different numbers. Every country having different outlets isn't chaos. It's just different engineering standards. And boarding zones aren't discrimination. They're literally the opposite, a system designed to treat everyone in the same zone equally. But the real issue? The inability to sit with mild discomfort for 5 seconds before demanding that an entire foreign infrastructure change to accommodate personal preferences. The insistence that unfamiliar equals wrong. The absolute confidence while being absolutely incorrect. And right now, somewhere in Frankfurt, someone is explaining to a gate agent that their emotional support peacock should be allowed in the cabin because they have a doctor's note. And the agent is trying to explain that EU regulations don't recognize peacocks as service animals, and the person is saying, but in America, and the agent is thinking about their life choices, and I am grateful that for once. It's not my problem.